Hello and welcome to Talking Trades, the weekly podcast. We talk about comics so that you don't have to. I'm Jeremy, I'm a DC fan.
I'm John Marvel Nut.
And this week we're talking about Superman Red Son.
The DC animated film.
Not the comic book, which we've already covered in episode something. I'm looking up the number.
I feel like it was very early.
It was too early to the point where the quality's not worth listening to, and we should redo some of these old episodes.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no.
I'm into it.
I'm thinking Court of Owls wouldn't be, like the Owl Saga wouldn't be bad to revisit.
It's real good.
The Death of Captain America wouldn't be bad.
I feel like Owls was fairly recent.
Owls was episode 5 and 7.
Holy cannoli.
We were still in your
No.
Carrie basement.
Are you kidding? 5 and 7?
Yeah.
I feel
4
like
years
it
ago.
was, I feel like it was at least 3 years more recent.
No. Goddess of Thunder. Thor Volume 1, Goddess of Thunder was episode 4. Court of Owls was 5.
Nah, I trust you. You got the
Magneto
facts.
was
I just
6.
it feels
Yeah,
like-
it was where you guys made the Dark Ranger jokes.
Isn't that insane? Unbelievable. Yeah,
That's
we have a lot
crazy.
of books that like were really good that we were terrible at doing podcasting at that point. So we should definitely revisit them. But to answer the question on when Superman Red Son was, it was 2 years ago, episode 40,
Wow.
when we still had producer Gotts on.
I guess in my mind, just flip those two. I
Right?
don't know why.
No, I'm with you. We've been doing this podcast for 4 years, John.
A long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
It's been a nice excuse to hang out every week.
Yeah.
That was like the whole reason we started it. We want to hang out and talk about comic books. Okay. But Red Son, the movie, the film, what a movie. Let's talk stuff, no spoilers first.
Yeah.
What were you expecting going into this movie, knowing that the DC animateds have all been pretty good lately?
I was expecting decent quality in the story I know and love.
And do you feel that we got that?
I feel we got a good movie. It brought a lot of the elements. It was really cool seeing a lot of it brought to life. The title crawl was just incredible. I love the
Mhm.
aesthetic of the propaganda and everything, and
Oh,
that
so
was
good.
just nonstop. That they took actual covers of Red Son and just did that for the crawl. It was really not crawl, but the intro was really cool.
hmm
Without getting into the actual content, I feel there were some changes that did kind of surprise me. The animateds I had seen were really, really true to the work and didn't change too much.
Killing Joke.
I had not seen
Mhm.
all of them.
Killing Joke.
The
Killing
first,
Joke only added, didn't really change.
the first half was all
Yeah.
new stuff, but
Killing
it
Joke
weren't.
added as opposed to changed elements of the thing.
Yeah, it gave you a little bit
Well,
of.
no, it changed stuff because Barbara wasn't sleeping with Bruce in the
Well-
in that comic book.
As far as we know, the comic starts when Joker gets the.
Canonically, Bruce has only slept with her in one timeline, and that was when she was Commissioner Gordon, or before she became Commissioner Gordon. So that's a
Amen.
change. That is a change. Hush changes something pretty major that we're not going to talk about on this podcast.
Yeah.
They make changes when they feel that it just needs to be done. Now,
And
omissions, I think, are more upsetting.
because with DC is that there's supposed to be like a very loose continuity across them to a
Mhm.
degree. Red
Almost
Son
none.
clearly
Yeah.
Elseworld,
Yes.
but like
Yes.
I think
they
that's
just
why
haven't
I'm
branded
more
anything
surprised.
Elseworlds because people don't know that term, but that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, because there's no way you could possibly this far in and do Red Son in the same continuity. Just
No.
impossible.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. For multiple reasons. Just it just doesn't work.
It's actually impossible.
The cast. I want to talk about the cast. Lucius friggin' Malfoy, one of the ultimate villains in cinema.
Mhm.
Just an unlikable guy, plays Superman.
Yeah.
How great was that?
I thought he did a great job. I know Roger Craig Smith, who voiced Batman in Arkham Origins. He played Batman again, which was fun. It was fun to have him back as the Bat, even though he was Batman with a Russian accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He was very good. So Jason Isaacs, Lucius Malfoy was
Yeah.
Superman. We had Diedrich Bader making his Lex Luthor debut. He's probably my second favorite Lex Luthor, following Rainn
He did
Wilson.
Rainn Wilson was so
He did
good.
a really good job as Lex. He did a really good
Yes.
job.
Rainn or Diedrich?
I've never heard Rainn Wilson's, so Dietrich.
Oh,
Rainn was Death and Return, and it was very, very good.
I have yet to
so
see
good.
those. So
I own them. Do I? I don't know. I've seen them both, and they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
They're worth watching. Amy Acker was Lois Lane, and Amy Acker is somebody I am not familiar with. I know she was in Cabin in the Woods, but I don't think it was a major role. She's been on a lot of TV shows. She did the updated MacGyver. Good for her.
Good for her.
She was in an episode of Agents of Shields.
sure.
Agents of Shield. Yeah, she's done a lot of like things, just like
Mhm.
one-offs and stuff like that.
She did a good
she was great.
job. Yeah, she was wonderful.
Really liked her in that. We then had Vanessa Marshall playing Wonder Woman, and this Wonder Woman is fantastic. She's played Wonder Woman on in other DC animateds like Crisis on Two Earths, which is the Earth. What was that book? We just did it. The Grant Morrison one, where they go. Is it Earth 2? Earth 1? The one where they meet the bad.
Earth 2.
Yeah, Earth 2. So she was Wonder Woman in that movie. She is also Wonder Woman in the current Harley Quinn show on DC Universe.
Fun.
So that's pretty
Okay.
cool. She's played Gamora. She's played that was in the Guardians of the Galaxy series, as well as Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. She's Shiva in Mortal Kombat. Done a lot of stuff. Wow.
Yeah, I pulled up Amy Acker. I do not recognize her at all
No.
visually
Yeah.
or her any.
She was in 67 episodes of Star Wars Rebels.
Wow.
This woman. Wow.
It's a lot of Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah. And she's Black Canary in Injustice 2.
Neat.
So
I
she's
played
done a
that
lot
game.
of great things. Phil Morris played James Olsen. We got another African-American James Olsen, which I like.
Mhm.
I like the way that this character has been portrayed as a person of color in a few different things. I especially like him in Supergirl, but he was great in this. He plays Silas Stone in Doom Patrol too, so he's a DC.
Alum.
Yep. And he's in the Spider-Man video game too.
Fun. I like
And
that
he's in
game.
Young Sheldon. Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, everybody has a bad
Yeah, no one's perfect, right?
Yeah, exactly. No one's perfect.
Brainiac was played by Paul Williams, who you definitely know. I gotta try to figure out which movie I know him from. He's been in a million things though. Yikes. Oh my gosh. This is unbelievable. I think he was in Captain America.
Ooh.
I could be wrong though. He was the butcher in Baby Driver. That's pretty cool.
I never saw that movie. Only heard good things.
Ooh, very good.
All right. I'm not sure where this guy's from. He looks like somebody else. Phil Lamar gets to play
Lamar.
Jon Stewart.
Oh,
Yeah.
Voice work legend Phil Lamar.
I'm going to tell you, we're going to play a quick game. How many voice acting or how many credits are on Phil Lamar's IMDb?
I think 300 plus. It's a ton.
Way too many.
Guess the number. John says 300.
I'll go 350.
350. Okay.
I'm gonna go Price is Right. I'm gonna say 351.
456.
I'm close.
Yeah, it's a
going
lot.
That's
over.
just characters. That's not episodes of things. That's characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Voice work legend.
Unbelievable. Like just alone, he's done 66 episodes of Family Guy. He's done. I'm trying to find Futurama and Justice League to see because those numbers are going to be astronomical.
Mhm.
18 episodes of Young Justice. That's unbelievable. I didn't even know he was in Injustice or in Young Justice.
Who is he in Young Justice?
He is King Odin, Aquaman, and a lot of other voices.
Okay.
But Aquaman's the big one.
Aquaman, yeah, is the big one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. He's in Fortnite.
Of course he is.
He's in both Injustices as Aquaman. That's
Mhm.
awesome. 58 episodes of Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot that he
Man.
was Samurai Jack.
Yeah, he's Samurai Jack.
He's the man. I saw him on Mad TV. That's where where I knew him from was Mad TV.
Yep.
And he's been in everything.
That may have been where he, like, obviously a comedian before, but
Mhm.
I can't recall an earlier role.
Right.
He's been in like everything. 117 episodes of Futurama. Holy cow!
Yeah.
It's so.
Legend.
He also has been in oh shoot, all like a ton of the episodes of Clone Wars and Rebels as like Bail Organa and Kit
Mhm.
Fisto and a lot of other characters. He was in Kingdom Hearts. John.
Yeah. He
There
does
you go.
just a ton of voice work.
He was Darth Vader in Lego Star Wars movie, a Lego Star Wars movie. He was everybody in the Old Republic. My God, this is unbelievable. I can't keep going through this guy's IMDb because I think my fingers are gonna wear out. Oh my God, unreal. This is probably boring for everybody else. I apologize. Philip Morrow, fantastic. We had, I'm trying to think of other characters who, Tara Strong is young Superman. That's cool.
Yeah, that was Tara
Mhm.
Strong.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She plays a lot of prepubescent boys.
She does.
Yeah.
She's very good at it.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Timmy
cast
Turner.
just overall kills.
Yeah.
They're super fantastic.
They also notably not cleaned house, but they recast every role because it is a different Earth, a different continuity.
hmm
Yes. And it is. At no point do you think any of the characters are like meh. They're all very good, even the small characters.
hmm
I was a big fan. Story wise, it follows a very similar story to the comic book, where the alien ship crashes in Russia as opposed to America, and this boy is raised with the Soviet ideals, and then he becomes the Superman. He becomes the Soviet Superman, and Lex Luthor's in America trying to stop him. But a change that they exhibit, like midway through the movie, is Lex Luthor as a character. I thought Lex was a lot more, not human, but like likable in this one than he was in the comic. In the comic, he's still an egotist.
Well, he has his moments in this film. He has his moments in this movie, like with Superior Man,
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So I saw it, but yes, they made Lex like
He
you
grew.
said, yeah, a lot more likable of a character than what we're used to seeing.
For me, a large part of that is in no small part to the voice work of Dietrich Baker.
Yeah.
I thought he did a great job.
He's
I just
so
liked
good.
his delivery.
Mhm.
His Lex, I thought, was spot on. It was great. Yeah, he's painted much more of the villain in the comic.
Yes.
I
Guising
went back
himself under
and-
like good intentions, but like that's not.
Yes. And he's much more obsessive as getting the alien, not Superman, but the alien.
Mhm.
I went back and I reviewed some of it. He, in the comic, more or less is in cahoots with Brainiac, whereas in the animated, he is not.
Right.
So in the comic, he's just demonstrably so much more a villain than in the animated, which I think played a large likability to his character.
Mhm.
Absolutely. 100%. He actually treats Lois like a person. He still messes up.
Mhm.
He still is an egotist, but he grows. And by the end of the movie, he kind of like tells Lois that he loves her and kind of things like that, which you wouldn't have seen that from comic Lex ever.
No.
No, that's
Terrible
not
person.
trophy. Lois is a trophy or an achievement that he acquired,
Mhm.
and that's the end of that. Like,
Yeah.
cool, I did marriage, I did the thing. back to the matter at hand.
Right.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Other characters who are a little different. The Batman origin in the comic is his parents are killed by the secret police, namely Stalin's bastard son, and Batman vows to get back at the government and Superman for being the symbol. In this, it's straight up just Superman that he hates.
Yeah.
Because Superman comes to the gulag, the work camps, and is too late to save everybody, including Batman's parents, and Batman seeks revenge.
Yeah.
So Batman's still a revenge-fueled, poorly developed character in this, just like in the regular DC universe. So it all works out in the end. But just a slight difference there. Other things that aren't spoilery. Animation's great.
Yeah.
There are a couple characters
Tim
who
inspired because he was a producer on this.
Yeah.
So it looks the developed chins are very nice.
Yeah, it definitely had the look of the Batman animated series that I'm used to.
and Superman.
I never watched the Superman one.
It's good.
But you've seen it. Like you've seen the art style.
Yeah,
you've
I've seen
stills.
them.
Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
That one, same thing.
There are a couple characters who do not make an appearance in the movie. They are there's Peter. I do not remember his last name. Probably Stalin. Stalin's illegitimate son. Actually, probably not Stalin. That's the.
Well, he's in the movie, maybe technically, but like he doesn't get named ever.
But he's a actual character in the.
Right.
He's an actual, the whole thing. And then Hippolyta. She makes a very brief appearance in the book. He's not in the movie.
She's only briefly mentioned in the movie, which makes sense. Cut her out for time.
Sure.
Yeah, you can have Diana say the things that she
one
needs to
fewer person you got to pay to come in and do voice work.
Right.
Exactly. So, all right, we got to spoil stuff now.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Isn't it crazy how Batman dies?
Yeah.
Yeah, he dies anyway.
Oh shoot! Right.
Well,
isn't it crazy how communism dies? I guess.
Sure.
All right, let's talk omissions, because John and I both agree that there's one omission that really it doesn't make the movie bad, but it upsets both of us because we really liked this part in the book.
Sure.
John,
What
I feel like
you're
you're the bigger Green Lantern guy.
Yeah. In the book, it states that Hal Jordan has such a strong sense of mind that he was able to, with the ring, rebuild this prison he was in brick by brick and study the plan. And that's how talented, how much will he demonstrates as a person.
If it takes 3 days to make a wall, he sits in his cell because he's a POW.
Yeah.
And he takes the 3 days and lays each brick, and if it takes 5 seconds to lay the brick down, he takes 5 seconds in his mind in real time. And he has so much will that this doesn't break him. It makes him stronger. Then he rebuilds the prison in his mind, brick by brick by brick, only to tear it down.
Yep.
Which is unbelievable. In the movie, this is Hal Jordan. He's really good at stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Which
he still trains the Lanterns, and Raynor still gets wrecked.
Not Raynor. Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner.
Oh, Gardner. I'm sorry. Gardner still gets
Raynor's the best one. Actually, Hal's canonically the best one. Raynor's my favorite one.
I misspoke. The I'm trying to think. The only other thing that is missing that I loved was the ending.
Yeah. So the ending of the book is
let's the end of this. Let's see the animated ending first.
Okay. So the ending
Matt,
of the
what do
animated.
you think of the ending of the movie? Because
So
you're
the
the
ending
one
of
who
the
has not
animated
read the book.
Is Superman takes Brainiac's ship, which is going into nuclear explosion, out into space, to the point where it's so far away that it won't hurt Earth, but he can't fly away, supposedly. Spoiler alert, he's Superman, he does. Anyway, Lex, having won and having defeated the Superman, steps down from being the president, making James Olsen the new president, and he leaves the presidency with his wife, who he loves, and he expresses that he loves her, which is beautiful. She sees Superman, Lois sees Superman out in the crowd. He's then gone, but she now knows that he's alive, or has a feeling that he's alive, and the movie ends.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
However, the book ending is significantly better because we see after that, because that happens.
Yep.
Then you see that Lex Luthor and Lois Lane's kids and future descendants have continued to do better. The Earth continues to prosper underneath them.
It goes into a pretty dry but pretty fascinating just the lineage. and then became this one, then this one, then this one, then this one,
But it's gone
generation
on
to
so long
generation.
that they stopped
Every
being called
time
Luthors.
the science has greatly improved and lifespans have greatly increased, and society has become more of a utopia. And it goes on and on and on. And then you see the name morph from Luthor into L. And then it turns into, eventually, Luthor begat, like one of Luthor's long descendants is Jor-El,
Mhm.
who then sends
Superman's dad.
Superman back in time.
But
survive.
also, our sun has become a red sun.
Red, because it has
Because it's
that
taken
far
up
in
too
the
much
future.
time. So the future Luthors or the future L's send out their baby, Kal-El, into space to try to go back in time to
Mhm.
fix the Earth, so that because it's starting to be destroyed.
Yep.
Mhm.
And he goes back in time and lands in Kansas. There's Ma and Pa Kent. Boom. Superman's a cyclical story.
Neat.
Well, no, he lands in Russia again.
I thought I could have sworn he landed in Wichita or
No, he
something.
lands in Russia and it loops.
Here, vamp a second. I'll go find out. I have the book.
Okay. Yeah. So I felt the ending they did, it made, I think that to introduce something like that without having foreshadowed it, like granted it does that in the comic book, but it's a lot easier and more palatable for the movie that it was without introducing something so drastically high concept that late in the game.
Mhm.
You're right. He lands in the Ukraine. You're right. I bet. But it's the cyclical nature of the story.
To me,
It's
it harkens back to the original Planet of the Apes movies, how that's also a loop, and
Mhm.
that's super cool.
Yeah, I've seen
Spoilers
those.
for Planet of the Apes.
Definitely seen him.
And the other four.
Yeah. Whatever.
War of from beneath the
Journey to the center of, I think.
Hell in
Maybe
a
it's
the
Cell.
center of the planet of the apes.
I think that's. I
No,
think
seriously,
that's one of them.
Matt.
Yeah,
Beneath the
I'm
Planet
not
of the
kidding.
Apes. Matt, they're horrible titles.
It's
Yeah.
like the first one ends as you should. The second one, they blow the world up, and then the studio's like, "Cool, let's do a third one." They're like, "What third one? We blew up the Planet of the Apes." They're like, "Just send them back in time. Figure it out." Okay.
Yeah, it's not good.
I liked
looking
it,
up
but I
the
was
whole
very young, and
other
it
time.
was what it was. I don't
Mhm.
know. Then
Ready-
the back
ready to hear
three are
this?
more or less what you see now.
Wow, these are terrible. Ready? Planet of the Apes. 68.
Mm-hmm.
70. Beneath the Planet of the
Beneath.
Apes. 71. Escape from the Planet of the Apes. 72. Bang bang. They were quick with this one. Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. 73. Boom boom boom. These three came out right away.
Mhm.
Battle for the Planet of the Apes.
Got it.
And then
So
Mark
Journey to the
Wahlberg
Center of
made
the
one.
Apes was not. It was Beneath.
Then Mark
Or Tim
Wahlberg
Burton.
made one, and then they made more.
Can we just?
Yeah, but the new series is like really good.
The new
Apparently,
series is
yeah.
usually good, and new series is more or less the back two of the original,
Yes.
which
It's
is
the true
fascinating.
origin. But Andy Serkis is a national treasure to
Yeah.
all
By the way,
nations
I know
because of
everyone
his
clicked
acting.
on Red Sun. And they're like, you know what? I would love some Planet of the Apes backstory
To be
on
fair,
the franchise.
this is talking trades. You know what you're getting into. It's not going to be good.
That's true, and it's a demonstration of what Red Sun is.
Welcome
I
to our
guess.
Yeah,
tangent
Planet
cast.
of the Apes 5. Red Son of the Planet of the Apes. I don't make the rules.
No, you don't
Oh.
make the rules.
All the monkeys are Russian.
So
5 little monkeys jumped on a bed. One fell off and said communism.
And then they
he
got
landed
sent
in the
to-
Ukraine.
and he
And
got sent
Stalin
to the
said-
gulag.
So
Mark
it's not that
Millar.
I
go ahead.
disliked the animated. Far from it. I thought it was really good, and the ending made a lot more sense with the story they were doing.
We forgot something. They made
We
Wonder
forgot
Woman gay.
about Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
They made her gay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it was just such a throwaway thing. I loved it. It was just like, yeah, this is just what it is.
The line
Yeah.
was pretty good too. She's like,
Yes.
like if Superman leans in to kiss her, and she goes, no. He's like, what's going on? I thought that she says, I come from an island of all women. You figure it out.
Mhm.
It was so fantastic. And then he goes, so initially I was like, oh, he's going to get mad. And he goes, oh, thank God. I thought that's what you wanted. I don't want to do that. It's like, oh, so that was cool. It's like Superman's kind of like an asexual being in this one, and I liked that because like he's an alien who's been raised to be the best of all mankind. Kind of like he might be asexual, and that's okay. And then Wonder Woman growing up on an island of women, it just makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, but I like the normalcy of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's just like, hey, here's a queer character. Okay, moving on. There's other story to be told. This is not like it's nice that it's acknowledged, but it's not like you have to like, oh my god, they're gay. No, it's like it's like they're a person. You wouldn't bring up the fact that there's a black guy, right? It's just they're a person.
That's how you know it's an Elseworlds tale.
Wow. I love escapist fiction. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. What else? I think that I could have sworn there was something else that they changed.
Holds no bearing on the story whatsoever, but
none.
They made Jimmy Olsen black in this.
Yeah.
Which is more of a James Olsen from Supergirl kind of vibe.
Where were you for the first 10 minutes of this podcast?
I thought I was here.
I talked about that exact. I made those exact.
Oh, that was when my call dropped out.
Oh.
Never mind.
All right, well that explains it.
It's like, what are we talking about?
I was like, wait. I was like, I didn't go on like a diatribe, but I definitely mentioned this, right?
You did mention it.
Okay,
I remember.
Cool. That's funny. Thanks a lot, Craig.
No, it's not Craig. It's Discord.
Internet.
I went away to look at IMDb on the same iPad, and it's like, oh, cool, you're not using Discord anymore? Cut. Then I go back in, then I got to drop the call. It's a mess.
That's a pain.
It is.
Yeah.
So back to the Planet of the Apes.
Which one's your favorite?
Oh, by far the second one with Andy Serkis.
Welcome to the Planet of the Apes cast.
Here's the thing. If we sat down and we watched the Planet of the Apes on Discord, I'm okay with it.
I've only seen, of the new ones, I've only seen the
newer
first
ones, not the old ones.
one.
I've seen none of them.
The second one, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, is phenomenal.
Rise.
That's when Andy Serkis gets to be like a monkey the whole time, and he's like, I'm going to win an Oscar for this. And he didn't, and it's ridiculous. Does he have an Oscar?
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
That's a crime. How does he not have an Oscar? He's done everything well.
To be fair, it took Leonardo DiCaprio how long to get an Oscar?
I know. But like, Andy Serkis is Leonardo DiCaprio is not the only white guy who's good at acting. Andy Serkis is the only guy who's really good at mocap.
Yeah, he's very good at it.
Without him, you don't get Smaug. You don't get...
He wasn't Smaug.
No, but like without him, you don't get like other people being able to be good at mocap.
I see now.
People are now good at mocap because of Andy Serkis. Yep. He did go back and watch Lord of the Rings, like in the original version of it. Gollum still looks good.
Yeah. The Gollum
2001, 2004,
yeah, or like start of 2000s. Yeah,
I want to check it out again because Kind of Funny is going to start reviewing Lord of the Rings extended trilogy, and I'm so here for that.
Yeah, no, I feel like
so here for that.
Gollum in the originals looked better than he did in The Hobbit.
Oh yeah, yeah, he looked grosser.
Yeah,
more gross.
Regardless, Red Son, the movie we were supposed to talk about.
Yeah, I forgot. My bad. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
We'll probably revisit the book.
I think we have to
give a more on the story, but essentially it's the story but what if it was flipped? What if instead of America, Superman landed in the USSR?
Yeah. The actual storyline here is not important. It's a very run-of-the-mill Superman book in that he's Superman. There's a problem. Superman's got to beat it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't change the formula too much, but it does invert it a lot, and I like that.
The most fascinating part is because he's always true justice the American way. What the animated film did well that I don't think the book did was Superior Man hammering home that American way part of the Superman mythos.
Mm-hmm.
The book does not touch that. I thought that was an excellent choice.
How like maybe more problematic.
Yeah. What's that?
He literally says America first, and it's like,
yeah, but that's like the point.
No, right. It just like it hammers home how problematic that viewpoint can be.
Yeah.
And that Superman has evolved. But even he in the 70s had like an ad out where it says like essentially love your neighbor, you're black, you're immigrant, you're gay, you're it said, I think it said the R word, but the mentally challenged, whatever, love all of your neighbors. So that's the American way. And I was like, that's see, Superman's always been on the forefront.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, him with Captain America.
Yeah, and they were both really boring characters up until fairly recently.
Yeah.
They both got a good renaissance.
Yeah, it's going pretty well.
One is way hotter. And I'll let you decide who I think that is.
Well, yeah, we'll leave that up to your imagination. Who?
Well, I'm
Alert.
thinking,
I like them both. I think they're both hot.
I was gonna say for Jeremy, I'd think Superman because Jeremy has a thing for brunettes.
I have a thing for Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
Yeah, I've seen him as Superman and as Geralt. I've seen him.
Yeah, and then that one scene in that one stupid Tom Cruise movie where he goes with his
Yeah,
arm,
and Mission
so
Impossible,
cool.
which was actually supposed to be really good.
Whatever, I don't care. I'm not
I
seeing
heard
it.
it's really good. I heard after too they just got really good.
I don't care.
Okay. I'm sorry. This is too much, but we could spend 20 minutes talking.
No,
about
I just don't care.
Twilight.
No, we can go on a tangent. I don't care. I just don't want to talk about that.
Feel like we should title this Red Sun plus tangents.
Red Sun-ish.
Yeah, Red Sun-ish.
You know what? You're right. Let's wrap this up. And then we can do we can just sit on Discord and chat. Red Sun.
If you're
animated film.
interested, like we definitely all recommend watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
on
give
the
it a 9
fence.
out of 10.
It's super good.
Yeah, I went in. I didn't read the book. I am excited to visit the book after seeing it, but I really enjoyed it. It was more of the quality that I expect from the animated DC films, which is just top tier, great.
So what's
I'm
your
gonna
rating?
give
Great
it.
stuff.
I give it an 8 only because it omits my 2 favorite things about the book, but it's very good. Very good movie in its own right.
I'd give it a 9, 8.5 to 9.
Yeah. Okay.
It was fun. It was a fun movie to watch. Yeah, it was really cool.
Very, very good. All right. Well, join us next week when we talk about Superior Spider-Man. Until then, everyone stay safe, wash your hands, and have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
You can follow us on Twitter at Talking Trades. Follow Jeremy on Twitter at LizardKing27. You can find John on Twitter at Maesterlaka, Maesterlaka. And for this and other projects from Matt, please check out Facebook at Matt Spina Music. And remember, we're not experts, we're fans.